Today out in the wood yard, it's another blockbuster day. Kenny's hard at it already. We got the machine started up. We're gonna sort through a whole bunch of this wood here. I'm gonna sort through a whole bunch of the wood over there. It's oak, so we wanna separate the white oak and the red oak and the small stuff. We're gonna try to process the big ones today. I don't know that we'll get it all done, but we got about 6 hours today that we can work, and then we got to go somewhere. We got a party to go to tonight. But Kenny's already run the processor, so that means I'm the ground guy once again, which is actually more fun to run the processor because, I don't know, it's fun to do. And the ground guy works a lot harder, which is why I try to make Kenny be the ground guy, because the ground guy has to load the live deck, sort the logs, move the logs, clear out the debris, help with the resplits, make sure the trailer's moved and spread out. So the ground guy does a lot of work. 3 guys would be awesome, but there's 2 of us here. Maybe somebody else will show up today. We'll see, but time to get busy. I got a mic on. I'm going to talk as I work today. So Kenny's running the processor. We put a new chain on yesterday. It's cutting real good. The old chain that we had on there, we had on for, I think it was on for maybe 6 semi-loads, 6.5. So it did a lot of wood. So 6 semi-loads would be 70 full cords.
Explain the resplits here.
Yep. So we're doing resplits.
Questions so much.
We're doing resplits. So we get some big ones here. The wedge floats. You'll watch it go up and down a little bit sometimes, and that's actually a good thing. At first, we weren't sure we wanted it to do that or liked it, but what's nice is you can clear it out real easily. And a lot of this stuff doesn't really need to be resplit, but the bigger ones, we like to get them down a little bit. Sometimes you're better off just running another chunk to push the next one through, and then as they come in this area where the grizzly bar is here to clean it out, you can pull them out like here now. So we just do resplits. It seems like this is the fastest way to do it. As you can see, the wood is dry. This outer edge, everything from here out about 3 inches is dry. The inside is a little wet. So we're just knocking them down to manageable size pieces, because this is about as big as most of my customers want it. So that's what we're doing here, just throwing them right back in the chamber. It's the easiest way to do it instead of doing resplits out there. So that looks good. So I'm gonna put some more logs on the live deck here. We got 2 trays down below now, so all the debris is falling down into 2 trays, which is nice. It makes them real easy for cleanup. This particular machine is very easy to clean up compared to some of the other machines we run, because it's off the ground. It's just easy to get at stuff, so it works really good. So here there'll be some resplits. Usually when there's big logs, the guy on the tractor is supposed to come down here and help push the pieces back in, because when you push the pieces back in, it goes a little faster for the guy operating the lever. A lot of ants in here. Guys ask about the stick here. That's for measuring for the 16 inches, and it is adjustable up on top. It works really good. It's super simple, super easy. And people say, oh, you got to have a stopper. No, you don't. This works just fine. You get really good at judging it, and if you're off a ½ an inch, nobody cares. The tip tray works really good for your last piece. See how that dropped in? You use that on the bigger ones, because on the smaller ones you don't need it, and then once you clamp you can pull it back and get it all the way. Actually, there's some pretty nice size splits. If you look at them, you guys can see that, I'm sure. Not too bad at all. Yeah, and that's good. It's pretty dry, it's good. Most of this is already dry. All that's wet is just this little part right here, so this will dry real fast. Kind of an ugly one there. So what he's doing is he's lining it up with the back of the jaws on the clamp. Because that's 16 inches, we got a mark on there, and we're going to cut the cookie up and throw the cookie out. It's always easier to cut the cookie than it is to try to have the piece hang out, have the cookie on the back side. Okay, go ahead and knock that in half. What we do is we're going to knock it in half, that way Bert can have a little smaller piece. That's good. What we do is just give it a partial push, and you get 2 chunks that way. Now I'm going to go load some wood. Get away from that noisy thing there. Somebody asked me not too long ago too, where do you run the tractor at? Like around 1900 RPM seems to be about right for this tractor. Once you get above 2000, it gets kind of herky-jerky. So that's kind of what I like to run it at. It's smoother at this rate, or engine speed. If you go much more, it gets kind of jerky. So I'm basically just going to pick out bigger logs here, load the bigger logs, because this is the stuff that's going to take longer. There's also some logs in here that have bark on, so they're fresh cut. Those we want to run right away too. And again, the reason is we want it to dry as fast as possible. So Ken and I were talking about what's better, the grapple or the forks. I think the forks, you can load more wood faster, but with the grapple you can be more precise, and you can pick out individual logs pretty easily out of the pile. But I can also grab 5, 6, 7 sometimes if they're smaller ones. I can grab a bunch. I don't know, they're both fine. But I guess if I had to pick one I had to use all the time, I like the grapple better. But I think you can get more wood on faster if you're using the forks. The forks you can scoop a whole bunch, but you have less control. And if you've got rough ground and you got to go over rocky ground, as far as uneven ground, and you're rocking from side to side, not rocky as rocks on the ground, but uneven ground, what happens is your forks are rocking back and forth, and being that it's metal, it's pretty easily for the logs to slide off. So as soon as he's got a pretty full live deck, I'm just going to set a couple down here. So I kind of like 3-stage a couple. So if I am doing something else, I can run over here real quick and just throw a couple up. Plus I'm sorting out on the pile as I go, taking the white oak over that way and taking the small itty-bitty already dry ones a ways away. So I'm kind of picking out of the pile here is what I'm doing right now. Okay, so the pile that's right in front of the camera, that little pile, that's stuff that's ready to go onto the processor, and the stuff over here needs to be sorted through a little bit yet. So what I'm going to do is pick out ones that I know for sure can go over to the white oak, and the ones can go over to the dinky pile, the little stuff, which are these 3 right here. So I'm going to grab these 3, go put this on the little pile. They're not, I guess they could be run, but they look like they might be pretty darn dry. I can see cracks running the whole length of them, so I'm just going to go set these over here. If they end up being a little wet, we can put them right into the bin for drying, or they can be sold if they're dry. And then on my way back, I can see a white oak right on the bottom in the front here, but I don't know how I can get it out of there without having to move this one. So I'm going to pick this one out of here, grab it right at the end here, just kind of pull it out, and then you get a big collapse. That happens a lot with the forks too. And this one could be run because it's a big red oak. Grip on it here and get it straight. It's pretty hefty when I can feel it. It's got some weight to it. 1,500 pounds, something like that. I don't know. Here's the pump. Here's over the little guy behind it. Back to the cut later and dry, sell immediately pile. What else to call this? So we're going to grab that little guy and take him. A lot of goofing around here. That's where it's nice to have your stuff pre-sorted. As you get it off the log truck, it would be ideal to sort it. or so it's just spend some time sorting it, because it's nice to have consistently sized pieces all the time, because then you can just run right through them without having to change your wedge, without having to think, without having to do resplits or whatever. It just works really good. So this first one on the ground right on the bottom here is a white oak. I'm going to grab that one. That's right. Just wedge it in a little bit. Try to get a little. Get the thumb to work here a little bit. Open up the spot. Wedge it in. Come on. So this is a white oak. Ooh, that's got some weight. Feel it? That's a fat boy. And I see two more right behind it in there. I put this over in the white oak. And then that white oak is, once we get all this red oak done, with this, what we're running right now, then we're going to do the white oak. There's a whole bunch of white oak over behind the camera there. Over to your guys' left, there's a whole bunch of white oak that I got from Jason. Man, a legend. Here's a white oak. I'm going to pull this one out here. Oh, there's two of them right there. Look at that. Take both of them at the same time if I can get a hold of them. Gotcha. So those are both white oaks. I see another one in there. Put the fifth one in. So yeah, there's a white oak in there, I can see, but first I'm going to move a couple of these other ones out of here. Put those up to be run today pile. White oak. I don't know if you guys can see that paint on that one. Actually, there's two of them. There's two of them. There's like two of them. They're together again. Get a hold of them both. Gotta go under and over and try to roll onto them a little bit. Get the bigger one. I try not to get them too far to one side, because there's a lot of torque on the whole frame and your loader arms. But being on the cement slab, I don't rock too much as I'm moving, so it's pretty smooth here. This is awesome. There's another white oak. I think this one right here is the white oak. Look at the end here. Yep. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, but they're way back there, so I don't think I'm going to dig in there anymore. And I don't see any white oaks over here on the next row either, so it's probably, oh, there's a white oak right there. But it's buried in there. That's okay. Get it out later. So I'm down to one big log here, so I'll get rid of this, and I'm going to load up the live deck again. Oh, I don't have a very good grip on this. I see it moving a little there. It might drop it again. Trailer's getting full. We're going to go over there next and move some of that. And again, I could pick up 3 or 4 logs at one time, put them up on the live deck. But I find doing 1 or 2 at a time is much better. It's not a real big live deck. Just try to be more gentle instead of just smashing them up there. Lay them in nice and slow and easy and not rock the whole machine. Beat the machine up any more than you have to. Got room at the end here for 1 more. Thumb and then they kind of push the next one in a little bit. You can get a log that's up on top to fall down in the cracks between the other two. As long as there's not a banana or a snake. And a banana is one that's curved like a C, and a snake is one that looks like a snake. So that's curved. I'm just trying to light them up right now. So real big comes to 5 minutes. I'll just leave the tractor here then. A lot of people leave their tractors run forever. I don't, because I won't be back on it again now for 20 minutes. Just let it sit. So there you go, that's how that happens. Now we're going to go over to the trailer over here and move some stuff around because it's starting to fill up a little bit. Because Jimmy's just doing the thing, just cutting. So you can see it starts to get over to one side. So I kind of just migrate everything over to the other side a little bit, gives us more space, and we can run it longer in this position then. So I'm going to grab my other camera. So we got the trailer parked back in place. We got everything fueled up. We got some logs moved onto the live deck. We went through this whole pile here, got most of this done. A bunch of it got put over there because there's a bunch of small pieces over there, small logs that all be dry, so that'll be all separate wood. That is all the white oak, and we took a lot of the white oak out of here and a lot of the white oak that was in the tree service wood. So you can see that's all white oak in this pile. I want to keep that separate. And then we got a little bit of pine here and a little bit of ash to do. And tomorrow Kenny's going to be coming back and working again all day. Right now we're leaving to go to a big party. But tomorrow he'll be back and we'll be running the process. I'm going to show you what we got done today. And then after he leaves tomorrow, his son might come the day after because he's out of work for a week or so. And he's looking for something to do, so he might be coming. It's one of his kids you never met yet. He's got lots of them, like 10 or 20, I don't know, a lot. No, not that many. So here's the second setup we did with the oak. Now we'll be able to get probably 3 more loads in here. That's 1 load right there. Now we did resplits on everything, and people want to know what's better. Is it better to resplit with the Ultra going up into the elevator, or is it better to do resplits in the splitting chamber on the processor? And the answer to that question is yes. We do both. You could do just one, but kind of we do it as we go because there's some that are real easy just to shove back into the chamber and run the cycle again. But then I split some of this down a little bit because I want it to be dry by, early fall. And right now we're in spring. So we have the world's best drying conditions here because it's always windy. There's no shade. It dries fantastic here. My wood here dries twice as fast as anywhere else I've ever had wood. Kenny even said, this is ridiculous, the wind. Because we've had 40-mile-an-hour winds all day today. But this was the first setup. You can see this bin, and that's the end of it there. So we'll be able to put a couple more bucketfuls in here. And then this is the white oak. You can see the difference between the red and the white. And then this bin will be extended all the way out to where you see those pallets. So all the white oak will go in here. And then the rest of the red oak will go probably in that bin and probably in this bin once I clean it out. And then way in the back corner, we'll probably put mixed hardwood in there because that's got ash in it now. So that'll be all the tree service stuff will go back in there. And then I want to get more hard maple for that bin. And then we probably are going to build another bin or two. So it's going to keep going. So it's the way it is. We're going to hammer out as much wood as fast as we can because I got to have it ready by next year. I sold more and I thought I was going to sell it this year, which is good. But I've been busy doing a lot of other things. So we'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. with more fun. Good night, Irene.